Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lily. I never say that. Today, I kind of have a boring video. I'm doing a haul of books I've gotten. I realized I have 6 books that I've recently gotten. And I don't know, I really like watching hauls, so hopefully you guys do too. So sorry if this is a little bit boring, but hopefully I'll have more like fun, creative videos coming soon. But for now, we're just gonna have to go with books I bought recently. So I have a bunch of secondhand books that I've gotten, and then one that I bought full price. So let's just get into the books I bought because I'm super excited about some of these. So the first one, I got this at Goodwill. It's called I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman, which I've wanted to read one of her books for a while. I think I wanted to read Loveless. It's like a purpley pink cover. But I saw this and I was like, I think I would really like this. It deals with music, so I'll read the back. It says, for Angel, life is about one thing, the Ark, a pop rock trio of teenage boys taking the world by storm. Being part of the Ark's fandom has given her everything she loves, her friend Juliet, her dreams, her place in the world. Jimmy owes everything to the Ark. He's their frontman, and playing in a band with his mates is all he ever dreamed of doing. But dreams don't always turn out the way you think, and when Jimmy and Angel are unexpectedly thrust together, they find out how strange and surprising facing up to reality can be. I just thought this sounded good. I like when books have music in them. I find it really interesting, so I'm very excited to read this, and I'm super happy that I found it. Another secondhand book I got, I found The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. I'm not sure how to say that, but this is a poetry book, which honestly I feel like I haven't heard the best things about it, but it was literally $1, and I'm sure I can find at least one poem I like in this, and I was thinking I could like hang it on my wall or something, or I don't know, that kind of hurts to like rip out a page of a book. I don't know, I thought I would give it a try. Sometimes I'm not like a huge poetry person, but every once in a while, like, I don't know, I find them inspiring to read, and I don't know, I just like them. So also I like the cover. It's a little bit dirty, but we can ignore that. So I found that. I don't know if the poems have like a certain theme or something, but I guess I'll find out. Although I feel like I'll never just sit down and read a poetry book like front to back. That seems like that would be a fun experience. Like I think it'll just be every once in a while, like open it up and read one of the poems in it, you know? Next, I was so excited when I saw this. My Policeman by Beth Ann Roberts. The spine, if you can see, it's like a little bit messed up, but I literally don't care. It was $1. And this is one of my favorite books. I love it so much. And the fact that I found it, it just made me so happy. It's set in the 1950s in Brighton, England, and it's from Marion's perspective and then also a man named Patrick's perspective, and they both are like in love with the same man, Tom, who is the police officer, and he gets married to Marion, but he is in love with Patrick and has a relationship with him, but being gay isn't acceptable. So the marriage is kind of a little bit of a cover for that, and it's just like about the three of them as they go through life and things that happen. And it's really sad, but very, very touching, and I love the setting of this book. Like the scenery is my favorite part about it. It was just the picture of it that I have in my head. I just love it so much. So when I saw this, I was so happy. The next book is The Omnivores Dilemma by Michael Pollan. Both my parents read this book, and my mom was telling me that I would really like it. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna get it. It was, again, $1. I'll read the back. It's basically about food and our food choices. So it says, today, buffeted? If I'm saying that wrong, I'm gonna be really embarrassed. By one food fad after another, America is suffering from what can only be described as a national eating disorder. Will it be fast food tonight or something organic, or perhaps something we grew ourselves? The question of what to have for dinner has confronted us since man discovered fire. But as Michael Pollan explains in his revolutionary book, how we answer it now at the dawn of the 21st century may determine our survival as a species. Packed with profound surprises, The Omnivores Dilemma is changing the way Americans think about the politics, perils, and pleasures of eating. I just thought that sounds super interesting because I think like our food culture has some pretty nasty parts to it. So I'm really interested to see what this has to say about it and if it, changes anything I do with my eating habits. I try to be, conscious of my food and like where it's coming from and what nutrients I'm putting in my body. So I think that I will really enjoy this. And then the last used book I got was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Honestly, I love the cover, like the Eiffel Tower and then the gold on it. And my mom liked this, so she told me that I might as well get it. And it's set in France in 1939. I honestly do not know what it's about. Probably should learn what it's about. It says, with courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author Kristen Hanna captures the epic panorama of World War II and illuminates an intimate part of history seldom seen, the Women's War. The Nightingale tells stories of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. A heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. That just sounds so good, and I haven't read a historical fiction book in a while, and I usually really like those. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but I think I would like it. I think I like historical fiction. I don't know. Sometimes it can be boring, but this one, it sounds good. I like the focus on the durability of women. So I am really excited to read this. And I'm glad I read the synopsis because otherwise I feel like this would have sat on my shelf for a while and I probably wouldn't have picked it up. But I will definitely be reading this one soon. And the last book that I got, which is the book that I bought, I got this at a bookstore called Literati in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and it was an awesome bookstore. Like if you are near Ann Arbor, you should definitely check it out. It has 3 stories, such a wide selection. I was in there for so long and I could have stayed longer, but I got M Train by Patti Smith, and I love the cover. So it's just super simplistic, and then the pages, I don't know what that's called, but like, can you see how they're like, rough? And then the back, it's like a little coffee cup. This was in my 23 books I want to read in 2023 video. So I was like, I'm going to buy it. And I feel like these are the kind of books that I like having a physical copy of. Like, I don't need a physical copy of like all my little romance books that I like to read. But like this stuff, I like to have. It says, M Train begins in the tiny Greenwich Village cafe where she ruminates on the world as it is and the world as it was and writes in her notebook. Through prose that shifts fluidly between dreams and reality, past and present, we travel with her to Frida Kahlo's Casa Azul in Mexico, to the fertile moon terrain of Iceland, to a ramshackle seaside bungalow in New York's Far Rockaway that Smith acquires just before Hurricane Sandy hits, to the West 4th Street subway station filled with the sounds of the Velvet Underground after the death of Lou Reed, and to the graves of Janet, Plath, Rimbaud, and Mishima. Woven throughout are reflections on the writer's craft and on artistic creation. Here, too, are singular memories of Smith's life in Michigan and the irremediable loss of her husband, Fred Sonic Smith. And on the back, there's a quote that I really like, and it makes me think I'm really gonna like this. It says, "This book is brilliant, a poetic, energetic search for the secret links between life and art and coffee," which I love. So this just seems very interesting, and there's like pictures in it as I'm like flipping through. So I'm pretty sure I heard Jack Edwards recommend this, or he just recommended Patti Smith in general, and I really trust his recommendations. So I am very excited to read this, and I hope I get to it soon. It's not very long, so I think it shouldn't be too hard. And they gave me a bookmark at the bookstore, and look how cute, like that side. And I really liked it. Those are the 6 books that I have recently gotten. I'm so bad, but I just can't help it. Like when I go to a thrift store and the books are $1 for paperbacks, $2 for hardcover, and I see books I want, you expect me not to get them? No, that's never gonna happen. So I had to. But you know what? reading is like my favorite thing ever, so I allow this for myself. And someday I want to have library, so I have to start now, obviously. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. I always have the link to my Goodreads in the description box. So if you have Goodreads, please add me on there because I love to see what everybody is reading, what everyone's rating things. So definitely add me on there if you want to be friends. And you can follow my Instagram, which is @bookswithlily, the same as my YouTube channel name. Like this video if you enjoyed, and you can subscribe to see more, maybe see my reviews on all these books I just got if you were curious. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.